Warning: the following video is performed by a trained professional. It is meant for educational purposes only. Please do not attempt to try anything you see here. Enjoy.
Hey YouTube, Dan from Southpaw Computing, and today we're going to create a Minecraft server on a Mac. Our test router is going to be an Asus RT-N16, so let's get right to it. We're going to go open up our favorite browser, and this one happens to be Google Chrome. And we're going to head over to Minecraft.net. On that site, we want to go to this particular portion where it says, already bought the game, download it here. We click on that. We want the actual game itself, the Minecraft.dmg, as well as this guy here, Minecraft_server.188.jar. This file name might not be the same. It depends when you're actually viewing this video. There could be other versions that are out. We're going to grab that as well, but you'll notice here that it says that this might be a harmful file to your computer, but we trust this particular website, so we're going to say keep it. Now that we have both of those, what we're going to do here is open up our downloads folder, because this is the default location of where our downloads always go to, and I'm right clicking on it to say open, and I'm going to pop these guys both onto the desktop. We'll close that folder, get these guys separated too. Next up, I want to make a new folder to house the server file here, so I'm going to go to File, New Folder, and we're just going to call it Minecraft. Now it's important not to put any spaces for this particular folder name. It's a long story, it gets into coding and whatnot. Just keep it all one word, keep it simple. So let's pop this guy into here, the Minecraft server.jar. Next, we're going to go back to that page where we downloaded it from, and we're going to go to the wiki article for this. When here, we're going to go to the table contents on the right and go to the Mac OS X instructions. And what we need to do is make a nice little auto launch file from the terminal for this. So right off the bat, we need to copy these commands. So I just highlighted it. Go to edit and copy, and as you can see, we need to open something called text edit. If you're not sure where that is, you could just go to the spotlight icon there, and we could actually type in the word text edit. It comes up nice and simple. We click on it, and per the instructions, they want to make the format a plain text. So we go to format, make plain text, and now we're going to paste this into there. So basically this command is coming from here. Now before you save anything and before you continue, you need to make one minor adjustment. This is not the file name that we downloaded. It's a very open and generic name. So if we go back to our folder, we can see it's Minecraft_server.1.8.8.jar. So let's go ahead and add that. .1.8.8. Now we can save it. Let's go back to that wiki article, and they want us to call that file start.command. So we're going to go back, file save, start dot. Oops, let's get rid of that txt there. Command. We also want to make sure we're saving it to where that folder that we created. So that was on the desktop here, Minecraft, and there's that jar file. So everything looks good. Let's hit save. Now we can close that window. And next, we need to make that file an executable through a command line in terminal. So we need the terminal application. So we go back to Spotlight, start typing in terminal. The program shows up. And let's go ahead and grab that command. Copy again. And we need to get into that folder, that Minecraft folder. So by default, terminal is going to put you at the top level of your home directory. So to get to that downloads folder, or I should say that Minecraft folder, we need to do cd, which is call directory, desktop, because that's where the folder is residing in. Hit enter. And one more time, call directory Minecraft. Now, I could start typing the word Minecraft, and the little cheat is if you hit the tab key, it will automatically complete if there's no other files or folders with that name, and it's a nice little shortcut to remember. You hit that. Now we're in the Minecraft folder on the desktop. So, next up, we need to make sure that we have Java installed. If we go to this portion here, installing Java, you're going to have to go to Apple's website, say no Java, and download. Once that's finished, we can click on it and it'll auto-mount. We're not going to see it because it's hiding behind here. Another quick tip too, if your hard drives are not showing up here on the right as well as your server connections, you can go to Finder, Preferences, and go to here and check everything from hard drive, external disks, CDs, and also connected servers. That allows these guys to show up very nice on the desktop. It's very convenient. Now that we have this here, let's double click, hit continue a couple more times, hit agree, install our trusty administrator password. Okay, now that it's done, Java's installed, we could close this window. We could drag this to the trash can to eject it. So let's go ahead and start our server by double-clicking on this file. Now, if you get this particular error, you won't be able to fix it in this particular section. It says go to File and Get Info, but that doesn't seem to do the trick. If you still have your terminal window open inside your Minecraft folder, we're going to do a nifty little trick here. The command we're going to use is change mod 777 start command. Now what we did here is if we do an ls -la, you'll see that we opened up all the permissions here for that start.command file. So let's go ahead and give that a try again. There you go. Okay, as we can see here, it actually did run. It generated some files and logs, but right here it says you need to agree to their EULA. So what do? We go back, and this guy here, if we double click on him, we need to change this guy false to true. Close it, and now it's saved. And we should be able to run it this time. So let's go ahead and hit that start.command. Perfect. Now as you can see, we actually have the server starting up. Now that our server is completely booted here, we want to shut it down because we want to make a couple of adjustments. So we could just type in the word stop and hit enter, and voila, the Minecraft server is now off. Let's close that window, and let's go to server properties. Now, the problem is here, I don't think server properties is going to open properly, but let's see what happens if we double click. No, I didn't think so. So let's just do this. We're going to get the text editor open again. Text editor, by going to the spotlight, and we're going to go to File, Open, and look at that. It's nice enough to put us in the correct folder that we want to be. So the desktop, Minecraft, and the one that I want, and the one that I want is server properties. Now that we have this opened, we need to find out this particular computer's IP address. So we do that by going to the Apple menu, going to System Preferences, and Network, and this guy here, or the Wi-Fi one. It depends how your computer's hooked up, but on this particular example, our IP address is 168.1.16. So I'm going to say copy. I'm going to go back to the server's properties here, And we got to put the server IP address to that number we just read. So edit, paste. Perfect. Next up, we need to open up the router ports so the game could be hosted on the internet. So let's grab the server port here, say edit copy, and we need to log into our router. Now how do you log into your router? 9 times out of 10, it's this guy right here, and actually it's very nicely labeled router. Go back to our website, or I should say web page, browser, and type in that number, 192.168.1.1. And again, this is a Asus RT-N16 router. Next up, we want to go to WAN, and we want to go to port forwarding. Okay, first thing we want to do is enable, yes. Then, over here on service name, we want to call it Minecraft. The port range is basically what we grabbed from before, so we're going to say edit and paste that number. The local IP address is back over here in our system preferences, which ours happens to be this guy. Edit, copy, and paste. And the local port is exactly like the port range, 255.65. Protocols, we want to change it to both. And then we hit the little plus sign. Voila. It should look like that. Next, we're going to hit apply. If all goes well, you should have it looking like this. I should also add, if you don't know how to access your router, I should say with the username and password and what the default is, you could go to a nifty little site here, www.routerpasswords.com, and you could look up pretty much every single manufacturer and what their particular default username and password is. I didn't have to enter the username and password on mine because I've already been logged into it, so that's why it didn't come up for me. Now that this is done, this means your friends could actually access your particular Minecraft server. But before we jump too far ahead here, let's go ahead, go over here, and save, or save our server properties here. So file, save. Let's close it. So now let's go ahead and run our server now that all the settings are correct. So back to the start.command, we're going to double click on that. Let's wait over here, make sure everything boots up very nicely. Okay, so obviously there's a lot less that has to create this time, and that's why it spawned up so quickly. So now, what do you tell your friends? How do they connect to your particular site? So next we're going to go back to our web browser, and we're going to go to regular old google.com. And here, we're going to type in my IP address. So I have this particular thing blocked out, but the numbers that you see here are what you're going to give your friends to connect when it comes time to do multiplayer on Minecraft, the regular game. This is how your friends are going to be able to find you across the internet, across the world, or whatever. Now be advised, you only want to tell a couple of your friends. You don't want to put this on a forum because your connection at your home is probably not going to be strong enough to handle a couple thousand people's connecting to your particular Minecraft server. So once you have that number, you can give it to your friends and you should be all set. Okay, so now that we have that, let's get the actual program set up. So as you remembered, we downloaded minecraft.dmg, so let's open that up. And pretty straightforward here, we're going to grab this and drag it over. And a lot of people always try to run it from here. This is part of the image file, so to stop the confusion, you may want to just grab this guy after you copied him and pop it into the trash can. And to find him, he's going to be in your drive, under Applications, and it's going to be Minecraft. I'll drag him to our bar here so he's easier to find. and let's launch it. You'll get this warning, which is fine. We're going to say open. Next up, you're going to log in. Okay, so now that this is loaded up, let's make sure we could actually connect to ours. So let's just do a direct connect. Look at that address that we had from before, which was that right there, the 192.168.16, or 116 I should say. Get some volume here, let's go ahead and mute that there. And go here, paste it in, and join the server. And there you go. Successfully connected to my local Minecraft server. Now again, you don't want to give that 192.168 address to your friends. That's not going to work for them. You need to grab that IP address that was on the previous page on Google Chrome there when you typed in my IP address. So that pretty much wraps it up here. If you like what you see, give it a big thumbs up on the bottom of your screen over there. Leave a comment, subscribe. Anything you could do would be greatly appreciated. This is Dan from Southall Computing, and as always folks, until the next time.